the entire game pretty much, and we would play man-to-man pretty much throughout the whole field, which is not very common in soccer at all.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And you've watched like 6 games.
I've watched 7 or 8 games over the course. No, I've watched a lot of games.
I know.
No, Lifetime. Yeah. Lifetime, I've watched a lot of games.
At least 10.
More than that, and I will say this, I'm a big soccer fan. More and more, I like to watch soccer. When I hear that weird soccer sound and see those weird soccer rules and see the referees just wandering around aimlessly, whistling once in a while, the only thing that upsets me is, and I know this is such a difficult game to play and so dangerous, because every time a soccer player has anyone get within 5 yards of him, it seems like he falls and he's in agonizing pain. You would think they played in the NBA looking at him.
He makes fun of this stuff, but when he's behind the scenes with his friends watching the game, he acts all, this is the gegenpress here, guys. This is a key tactic in the UEFA League.
And
total show off, right?
You know what my friends do? My friends look at me and they go, yeah, we know he wants to play it back to the goalie. He's going to score now. Yeah.
Just enough to be dangerous. That's what he has.
He probably claims that study that he did as his own. I did a study, guys.
I did a study. I finished. I finished the study by watching one more game to make it 400.
400 games I saw, not 399.
I think I need to do a study on people who go to multiple colleges and why I keep crossing paths.
It is a good point. What's the common denominator there? You. So I think
it is me.
I think maybe you need a little self-reflection there, Paul.
I'm happy we brought Bryant in. Yeah. You two just going to tie up the rest of the show?
Listen,
talk to our guest?
We've heard Bryant talk. We're a little bored with him. We're a little bored with Bryant.
Bryant, I actually have a question.
Okay.
We've gone from, you played from Division 1, and now you played for Framingham State, which is Division 3. Mm-hmm. How did you do at Framingham State, number 1? Or did you get hurt? Or were you able to play some games? Or how did that work?
Yeah, I played about half the season and got hurt. I was a captain, so I still, even though I was hurt, I was still like a big part of the team, helping with training sessions and stuff, game prep and stuff like that.
And you played teams like UMass Boston, Salem State. And would you attest that that's good soccer, isn't it? Even though it's not Division 1.
Yeah, it's a decent level.
It's a decent level. You get probably more foreign kids playing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Who grew up with soccer.
Yep.
A more multilingual, I would imagine, than Division 1.
Yep.
I think that's the interesting thing is kids who are in high school today, you've experienced all the divisions of soccer. Who would you say could determine whether they were Division 3, Division 2, or Division 1, where they're not wasting their time, thinking that they're more talented than they are? Where would they fit better and get more playing time? Because it's one thing to go to Division 1 and not play, and then go to Division 3 and become a captain and play all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to make that decision as a kid, right? So how did you determine? How did you decide to go to Framingham State and not go back to play Division 1?
I could tell you how. He started at one school, then he went to the other school, then he went to the third school, and eventually he ran out of schools to go to. Yeah. And
it was a descending career, it was, and not an ascending career.
It was. I've lived this.
Not many kids have experience playing all these divisions. This is unique.
Well, this is the thing too. Is when you're done, I would think that you take out of it what you take out of it, and sometimes everyone's life is different, and this is a life that you're not completely unique. I mean, I know somebody else was going through the same thing.
Brian.
At this point, the listeners are saying,
I'm sorry, Brian.
Who's the guest?
Go ahead. Tell them how a young soccer player should make the decision to go to the school. You who went to 4, you say, how does a high school player make that call?
I think you really got to watch the schools that you're interested in. You really got to watch the games, try to compare it to the level that you were currently playing at in high school and club. And I think the best option is try to pick where you'll play the most, but also will still give you a challenge.
I think at the Revs, too, he had the benefit of seeing his first and second year, some of them go off to college. Mm-hmm. He was their teammates. So then you see how they doing. Because I know what I am against him because I trained against him. Yeah. So he was able to determine, I think I can play at D1.
Because, I think we all know kids who go to D1 and they never play.
Right.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. I had a kid who played for Lowell. He was a goalie. Could have played anywhere. Went to Chicago to go to high school in Chicago that was focused on hockey. He ended up opening the door as a backup goalie for 4 years.
Yeah.
Where he could have started at any other college, anything just below that. And he chose that, I'm going to be the door opener and maybe I'll get my chance.
Right. And that's...
And you know how many hours, Dave, you Lowell, you know how many hours that hockey team puts in. And just think about it, to never sniff the ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can brag for 4 years that you're D1. Some of them love that.
Well,
that's
it's not
true.
just that you can brag, but you can also sit there and compete and wait for your chance to play. And once you've committed to being a D1 athlete, I just had a student. It's funny. I had a second baseman who was in my class this semester, and I said, "Hey, do you know this other second baseman who had been in my class the previous semester?" And this semester's second baseman beat out last semester's, and so last semester's second baseman left. He left the school to another school where he'd play. It's a choice that a lot of kids make. It's a choice between do you want to stay where you are and compete for a position, and what about the rest of your college experience, or do you want to go somewhere where you're going to play?
And you never know where you're going to end up, because we had a guy, a kid from Barnstable High School, who went to Brown for hockey, was on their third line, moved up to their first line, graduated, went to grad school and played for BU, wasn't one of the best players at BU, went and played the next level for junior hockey, had his first 3 games for the Philadelphia Flyers this last week, scored 2 goals and an assist.
Really?
Here's a kid who the Philadelphia Flyers in their organization have 5 number 1 picks in their AAA team, and he beat all of them to get to
What's his name?
Max Willman. And you just never know when your talent will kick in that you could be a player. Mm-hmm. And
this kid went to high school at the school your kid went to?
Barnstable High School,
Wow.
where my kids went. Yep. And now he's
Keep
playing
an eye on
for the Philadelphia Flyers.
I love stories like that.
Yeah.
Don't quit and get your opportunity and make the most of
And we had another kid real quick that was the bat boy for the Katua Kettledeers his whole life. Went to UMaine to play catcher. Became the captain of University of Maine baseball. Ended up, and not many kids from Cape Cod get to play in the Cape Cod Baseball League. It's all the top players in the country. He gets to play. He hits the walk-off home run for the team that he was the bat boy for in the Cape League to win the Cape League championship. I mean, talk about a story that comes full circle. Yeah. So what we're saying is, when you score the winning goal for the Revolution to win the CONCACAF Cup, as Dave would say.
CONCACAF.
You just never know. But I think that's good information you give to the kids. That's good. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the host.
Thank you. Thank you. You're thanking him?
I'm thanking him for coming in here.
I was just reading his mind while you were talking, and he was thinking, I drove all the way here, and they're not even talking about me. Tell me about the living conditions. This is something that, again, I've known some players who've gone on, and I used to cover minor league baseball, and I know that sometimes people in the minors are not living the same life that they're living in the majors. Mm-hmm. They're not living in a nice condo. They're not living in a mansion. Tell me about your living conditions while you were playing for the Michigan Stars.
Should I tell the truth?
Yes, tell the truth. I already know it. I wouldn't be asking if I didn't know what it was like.
While you're answering, I'm going to look up Dave in minor league baseball, see if he's lying about that too.
No, so we when I first got there, obviously, I was on trial. I put myself up in a hotel for a few days, and then after a few days, the owner said he really liked me. He was eventually going to sign me. So he said, yeah, I'm going to move you into the house with the guys. And the guys had warned me before I moved in about what it was going to be like. And, yeah, when I got there, it was worse than I could have imagined.
Like what do you mean by worse?
It was just this old, office building.
Yeah.
So all the offices were turned into bedrooms. There was one kitchen for 20 of us that was filthy.
Because there were 20 of you. Yeah. So all the players were living in one building.
All the players.
Not zoned for residential.
Yeah.
Not zoned for residential. Well, it goes without saying. It goes without saying.
And in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the water?
I just used the filter. I didn't trust it, obviously.
So you're living in a place in a big dorm?
Basically. Basically. Okay. I mean, we made the most of it. We enjoyed it. We were just out of the way of everyone else. And
they provide food for you? Or
we had a cook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you had a cook?
Yeah. He was awful.
Was he German?
He was Montenegrin or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So he was a terrible cook, but how did he become the cook? They supplied you with a cook in a what, flop house? Is that a good way to put it?
I mean, yeah, it sounds better than it is, I think. Yeah, I visited them. It sounds better than it is.
Yeah. It's
And then, so after the first season, the town came in and shut it down. I don't know who tipped them off or what.
Yeah.
People were living in there, but yeah, they shut it down, and the owner was forced to buy us apartments, and the apartments were really nice.
the apartments were nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. A lot of times I've talked to people and I knew one athlete who lived with a host family.
Yeah.
And the host family was a guy who had some really weird habits. And, he would, there was a lot of drugs, a lot of drug use in the house, a lot of alcohol in the house, and some other odd things that happened. And he felt a little creeped out by it, and eventually he left.
So when you housed these kids, Dave,
It was not me.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible for you to. You'll hear from my lawyer.
Nothing came up, by the way, on the Dave Rattigan minor league baseball.
It's
Anyways.
not my,
Sorry, what
it's
can
not
you
my fault. You
expect?
can't Google.
In tier 3, you already said they pay for they take care of your housing, and they take care of your, maybe not your food now that you're in an apartment, but what do you make a year? What can kids expect to make trying to move up the ladder here?
It really depends on the club. I know some of the teams were paying several thousand per month for each player. Most of the guys on my team were making around $1,200 and up. But yeah, I mean, it was free housing. Even though I never ate from the cook, I would still get free meals, like on the trips and in the facility. They would give us food and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I was living very comfortably.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
A lot of European leagues for hockey, they'll do the same thing. The player's salary is not the whole story. It's
Yeah.
They get to live at a place, they get their per diems, they get a car. Do you get a car?
No.
Okay, but you got a per diem, you got a place to live. Theoretically, it was like you said, one place was not so great, the other place was okay, and you get enough spending money that, I mean, that's not a horrible minor league salary.
I mean, I couldn't. I couldn't. I chose not to eat what the cook made, and I was going to Whole Foods.
Well, how do you know
every week.
how do you know it's terrible?
Oh, I tried.
If you never
I
tried it.
No, I tried it once.
You sound like a very fussy eater. Is that true, Paul? Is he a fussy eater?
He probably takes after me. Yeah, I am pretty fussy.
Okay.
I mean, this guy was just very unsanitary making the food. That was the main reason.
Oh, it was unsanitary?
Yeah.
Like, how unsanitary? How?
The antithesis of his German coach.
No, I mean, one time we saw him. He was like making French fries in the sink, and like we all. we have all used the sink and see it every day, so we're like, yeah, now we're all set.
He was making the French fries, like he was cutting the French fries in the sink?
Yeah, it was like cutting them in there, washing them, seasoning them up. Yeah,
It's like using the sink as a bowl?
yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad.
Where's he from?
I was in Montenegro.
Montenegro.
Fried.
Just like they probably don't even have a sink there, so he's thinking it's sanitary.
Yeah.
So you went from 1 year, you played the next year, so it couldn't have been that bad because you went back the second year. Did you think about, I mean, did you have the option to go?
Well, I started in January and I've been there like through the year.
Oh,
I
okay.
meant like 2 seasons, spring and fall. Yeah.
Okay. So the spring was the bad, when did they change your housing?
After the spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you could have, did you have the option to leave and go to another team?
Oh,
at that
like
level?
after the spring?
Yeah, at that level, can you just go to, are you a free agent?
No, my contract, I mean, technically I'm still under contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can they trade you?
Yeah, I mean, I could have went to another team. I thought about it in the summer, but at that level, it's more so you would have to go on another trial, and that's not guaranteed. I mean, I know I'll always never forget when I was in the Revs Academy, one of my coaches just gave us a speech about playing pro, and he said he had gone on 10 pro trials before he got his first contract, and I guess I technically went on 2 before I got mine.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's not easy. You need a lot of things to fall your way. You might do really well at the trial, and the coach and owner might be looking for something different. You might not fit their mold. So
There was a study at Salem State years and years and years ago. What was that?
Did I do the study?
Definitely, it's not complete.
Well, they tested.
Missing one thing.
They tested 190